All right, it's been a few days since the backlash against Bud Light beer began, but the new marketing VP decided that it would be a good idea. Brilliant. Just brilliant. To hire a, 90-pound man in a dress to do some social media ads for them. Brilliant. What could go wrong? Yes, Alyssa Heinerscheid, the woke new marketing VP of this St. Louis-based company, must not have gone, outside her office in the Midwest. Because I don't know anyone, not one, who would have chosen this direction for this brand. And I grew up in Kansas, so that's saying a lot. I mean, it doesn't take a marketing degree to know that this was a bad idea. Huge. Is that how Trump would say? Huge. And this fallout is still, it really still is in the early stages. So the decline in sales, it's still kind of tough to quantify. But there are some anecdotal stories being gathered by the media. So bar owners are speaking to the media and telling their stories of just how devastatingly low sales are for the beer brand. So one news story from an Australian media outlet did a great job capturing the fallout. Here is a quote from that story. Bud Light normally outsells rival products Miller Lite and Coors Light 25-1 at Braintree Brewhouse in Massachusetts, a sprawling sports bar just outside of Boston. Not this week. 80% of Bud Light drinkers ordered something else this week. 80%. Just take that in. Brewhouse owner Alex Caceres said while the 20% who did order Bud Light weren't on social media and hadn't heard yet about this new transgender pitch person, they didn't order it again, he said, after other patrons told him about the Bud Light marketing misfire. And here's another quote from a story. One pub and Hell's Kitchen, a New York City neighborhood known for its large and vocal gay community, reported that Bud Light draft sales dropped 58% this week, while Bud Light bottle sales were down 70%. Ladies, these bars are in Boston and Manhattan, your hometowns. That's pretty bad. That's like really bad. We surprised at all? Angela, I want to start with our Manhattanites over here. The Manhattanites, did I say it right? That's pretty devastating, though. 80%, 58% in some of these areas. Do you think it will stay that way, though? Angela, let's start with you.
Yeah, it's become almost like a meme. It's like, oh, I bet that person drinks Bud Light. Like, it's become that kind of you've got cooties thing, right, going on. And I don't think they could ever walk it back, or if they even want to walk it back, because they're trying to please, these acronyms like ESG and CEI and all that stuff. They're trying to get these social scores so that in the future, these companies have great borrowing power and all these other things. So they're going to take this punch and they're going to stay down for a second.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Down a lot. We talk percentages, but just before the commercial break, we were talking about the numbers. And the latest tally, $4 billion they've lost.
Right.
Hasn't even been a month.
Nope.
$4 billion. I gotta be honest with you, I'm kind of curious how she still has a job. Help me out, though. Again, you're from Manhattan. That's one of the areas that we were talking about.
Even I was shocked by those numbers. I didn't think that many people in Manhattan actually were paying attention and outraged by this. I think there was another quote from that story that talked about by these woke corporations trying to be inclusive, they excluded everybody else, the majority of their clientele. And I think, again, like I said yesterday, it's a very sad thing when you have corporate elites preying on mental illnesses, people that are really struggling. That Dylan Mulvaney guy talks about how he wakes up every day trying to find happiness. I bet he really is struggling. And here we are, big pharma, woke corporations preying on somebody like this and affirming the fact that he has to be different than how he was born.